Hey YouTube, what is up? It's Melanie back. I've got a little bit of a different video today. Admittedly, stole this idea from a couple other YouTubers, although I was thinking about doing this possibly relatively soon after a couple other releases came out, but figured I would do it now because there's a lot of albums I can talk about, but these are my favorite albums of 2021 so far. Rules for this video, they are full lengths, so no EPs, no demos. I'm gonna make a separate video for those specifically so I can talk a little bit more about those. And a lot of EPs and demos have already come out this year that I absolutely love, so I figured they deserve their own video for their own spotlight. So full lengths, I should say, stuff that's already come out so far this year. So the release date 2021, no like represses of demos or anything like that. And then it's also black and death metal together. So yeah, I just wanted to call out some of the stuff that I absolutely love so far that come out this year that I'm still listening to pretty much daily. And I know that I've talked a little bit about these in like my collection updates and stuff, so these are more dedicated to those albums. So we will get started, and these are in no particular order at all. So I'm not going to assign my favorite album of the year because the year's not over yet, and there's several releases that are still going to be coming out soon that I just know will be here on this top list. Specifically, probably the new Cannibal Corpse. I have that actually in the mail right now. I was hoping it would have been delivered today, but unfortunately, I'm probably not going to get it until tomorrow. So sadly, I am not one of those people that is able to listen to it early. I also have seen 20 Bucks Spin posted a teaser yesterday that they got the test press of the new Cerebral Rot that's supposed to be coming out this year. So that's probably going to be on my list too. I know that Worm is going into the studio, I think either this month or next month. And if that comes out this year, I'm sure I'll probably love that album. There's a new Ghastly album that was just announced by 20 Bucks Spin. So there's just a bunch of stuff that I know that's coming this year. So, but this is just so far because a lot of great stuff has also come out. And I don't want these to be lost in the madness of all the new things that are about to be coming out for the rest of the year. So let's get started. First things first, as always, I always do the tapes first. Unfortunately, I don't own these tapes on vinyl, but will try my best to get them. So first one is Grima or Grima. I don't really know how to say their name, but it's Grima. Try to figure that out if you want, with Rotten Garden. So this is an atmospheric black metal band from Russia. They have like nature themes, which is very, very obvious in this album if you listen to it, specifically around the artwork too. Just absolutely phenomenal album. So this is a little bit of a sneak peek into my Black Metal Monday next week. I just got this in the mail this week. It came from Spain, and it was there for a really long time. I waited a really long time to get this tape. By the time I went to pre-order this, they had already sold out of the vinyl, so I opted to get the tape. It's out on Nocturmock Productions, I think is how you say it. Nocturmock. I don't know how to pronounce that, unfortunately. So yeah, atmospheric black metal band from Russia. This is an incredible album. It is so good. I just get lost in it. Those creepy masks are also fantastic, but yeah, this is not their first full length. I think they have 3 or 4 previous to this. I actually ordered another tape of like I think their 3rd full length at the same time as this, which I have not admittedly dove into yet. But yeah, this is a phenomenal record. I saw it on Bandcamp. That's how I found it. It was up there in the top lists for a long time. So yeah, if you are in the mood for some new atmospheric black metal, or if you want to get into atmospheric black metal or anything like that, this is probably a good start. It's really, really good. It's in a different language, so there's that, but the music is really, really good. So definitely check this out. The next one is, and I've already talked about this I think I talked about this in an update. I don't remember, but I've already raved about this on Instagram. This is the new Dipygus. How do you say their name? Bushmeat, their full length that came out this year. Incredible album. I still listen to this all the time, and I've seen a lot of people raving about this online, so it's definitely worth a listen. I think this might be their first or second full length. I can't remember. Actually, this might be their second full length. I'm so bad about that stuff. So yeah, really, really great album. Really good, like primitive style death metal. Just it's fantastic. And I still listen to this all the times now that I've gotten it. Like I said, if I can get the vinyl, which I've seen it floating around on some distros and stuff. If there's a week where I'm just in need of a whole filler, I might pick this up on vinyl. But yeah, also the artwork is awesome. So yeah, this is the other, unfortunately, tape that I do not have on vinyl, but Dipygus, I don't know. All right, so next up, another band that I recently just talked about, so I'll probably just graze through some of these already, is the new Wode that came out on 20 Buck Spin a week ago. This is Burn in Many Mirrors. So admittedly, you're probably like, wow, that just came out and it's already your favorite album on so far. Yeah, it's really good. So I will admit I'm not very up on Wode, and I've never really heard any of their other music previous, but this release, I love it, and I'm still listening to it quite a bit now that, it's only been out for like a week or two. But yeah, and it might get bumped off by the end of the year. Maybe it'll lose its flair for me, but just, I think it's great. They're technically black metal, like I talked about in my video when I showed this, but there's definitely there's death metal elements to it. And there's black metal elements to it, so I think it could just go either way, honestly, with this. But yeah, it's a really good album. I can see why some people may not be into it, just because there's like that blackened sound to it, I guess. I don't know. I've seen really good reviews on it. I've been happy to see those really good reviews because I absolutely love this album. I think it's great. So like I said, maybe by the end of the year it'll get bumped down, or who knows, I don't know. Or maybe it'll still be one of my favorites to come out this year, but not something I listen to frequently. Who knows? We'll see. It's only April. A lot can happen between now and then. Next up is Swampbeast. This is on Translation Lost Records. This is one of my, I go back and forth between this and another album, which we'll talk about. So this is Seven Evil spawned of Seven Heads, and this album is fantastic. It is bestial sounding death metal, similar to A Feather and Bone. I get a lot of A Feather and Bone sound in here, and I know I've showed this vinyl already, but I'll show it again. Yeah, it's really good. It's a quick listen. It's not a very long album at all. Actually, let me just pull up so I can talk a little bit more about the band, where they're from, all that goodness, so I can drop some information for you guys. So yeah, Swampbeast, this is their first full length, and again, Translation Lost Records. Please hop over there, check them out. They've got some really great bands that I feel like kind of go under the radar, and they definitely should not. They're fantastic. These guys are from California. I knew that. So death metal band, I think they're a 3-piece, really good. Just, I still listen to this at least once a week, if not twice or even a couple times a day. Like, this has been one of those albums that I'm just like, I don't know what I'm in the mood for, and I just pop it back on because I know that I love it. I know that it's fantastic. A Feather and Bone was one of my favorite releases to come out last year. It's still one of my favorite albums to come out in recent years. So this has a lot of, it reminds me a lot of A Feather and Bone, probably why I love it so much, but it's good. It's worth it. If you have not listened to this yet, please do so. These guys they're great. They, like I said, their first full length, they have a demo out that came out a couple of years ago. So it's been quite a few years since they've released this, since their demo came out. So really good. Definitely check Swampbeast out if you have not. This next one, I debated putting it in here, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to be honest here. There's no reason hiding this. Frozen Soul, Crypt Device, Century Media, Texas guys and girl. Sam is their bassist. I don't really understand why people think it's overhyped. I mean, it may be, whatever, but I think it's an amazing album. I think it's great. Is it breaking any barriers? No, but it's definitely really good old school sounding death metal that sounds like Bolt Thrower. And like I said in previous posts, if it gets more people to listen to Bolt Thrower, then hey, I think that's a really good thing. So yeah, I still listen to this all the time. Like, I'm not tired of it yet at all. I don't get bored with it. I still am actively following the band. I still am getting excited when they make announcements and merch drops and when they are releasing videos. So yeah, this sold out incredibly fast. So I wasn't able to get the record when it first came out, but I got lucky and found it at a record store. And then now I'm seeing that these are out in the wild now. So they obviously have repressed them and stuff like that. So that's nice to see, because a lot of people were upset that they weren't able to get this right away. So yeah, it's a really good album. It's fun. It's heavy. It's what I really love about death metal. And it's good. In terms of like the longevity of 5, 6, 7 years from now, will I take this out and put it on my record player? Probably. Like this actually it's going to be one of those albums I think will stick around for a while. People will adore and love, and then there'll also be the haters as well, as there always are. But really good album. Again, if you're sleeping on this because of all the hype, just listen to it. I think you'll probably like it if you enjoy death metal. I mean, there are people that say it's boring or whatever else, but you can't please everybody. All right, this next album I know I haven't really talked all that much about on this channel. So, and I admittedly was gonna wait for a Black Metal Monday, but since I made this video, I'm gonna talk about it. This is Hulder's first full-length release. It came out like at the pretty beginning of the year, so it's been out for a while. This is I always say this wrong, so just bear with me. Godslastering, Hymn of Forlorn Peasantry. I think it's Peasantry. Yeah, Peasantry. Hulder is a one-woman black metal band, or project band. She's incredible. She's had a lot of EPs and like rehearsal stuff come out these last couple years and really starting to get her name out there. It's just plain black vinyl, so I'm not even gonna bother showing it, spinning it out. But Mark Riddick did the artwork on this for like the banner work and stuff like that. Yeah, this album is fantastic. In terms of black metal, it is black metal with the raw black metal elements to it, but the production quality is really good. The vocals are very visible, and it's really, really good. There's a song on here that I absolutely love to death, where she's doing like clean vocals and actually singing, and her voice is beautiful. And I feel like, and I can't remember the name of the song, I know it's at the end of the album. Unfortunately, when I listen to this on the record player, I don't pay attention to how many songs I've listened to, so I'm really bad with song names when it comes to that stuff. But it's either a Forlorn Peasant's Hymn or From Where an Ancient Evil, or From Whence an Ancient Evil. I cannot read the scripture. I'm so bad at that. But yeah, it's a really good album. It just really sucked me in as soon as I heard it, and I've listened to this a lot since it has come out. And yeah, just definitely really good. It's heavy, it's black metal, but it's not the like Dark Throne screeching black metal. Like it's got that, she's got really good vocals. Like I don't know, it's like I feel like people get turned away just because I say it's black metal, but I just feel like it's worth listening. And I've gotten a couple people to buy this who are not fans of black metal, and then they've heard this and they're like, oh yeah, that shit's good. So comes with this really cool poster where she's with flames. And just the presentation of this, like I said, Iron Bonehead puts out just really good vinyl. It comes with like a lyric book with really, really cool pictures. This is probably the one that you're so used to seeing everywhere. So yeah, I love this album a lot. It's a really good black metal, and I cannot wait for her to put out more, and I'm surprised another album hasn't been released yet, because black metal, you know, those black metal projects or bands, they pump shit out like fast. So I'm actually just been waiting to see if something else will be coming out soon. But this is really good. Please take a listen to this. It's definitely got the old school like 90s black metal worship in there 100%, but there's definitely other elements to it. There's a little bit of dungeon synth in there. She's got the synthesizers going, and yeah, it's really good. I love this album. And this actually, for a long time, I thought to myself, this is probably going to be my album of the year. Like, this is probably going to be my favorite album, and I'm still kind of right there. Still kind of right there with that. So that is Hulder. I was really excited to pull this out because, like I said, I listen to it all the time. I don't think I've showed it on this channel yet, but really good stuff. Next is something I've talked about 100 times already, and that is the new Suffering Hour, the Cyclic Reckoning. This is another black metal album, black and death metal album. They've got like the raw black metal sound, but death metal also infused in there. Fantastic album. This album has blown me away since the first time I heard it out on Profound Lore. Just incredible stuff. My absolute favorite song on this album, with the exception of the very first one that draws me in, which is called Strongholds of Awakening, is the very last album on this song. Epic, incredible song. The Foundations of Servitude is so good. So if you have not listened to this yet, give it a try. I can see why it's not for everybody. I'm going to show the bottom because it's really pretty. But it's good, and it's definitely one of the ones I listen to quite a bit. It's an album that I pop on when I take a shower. Like, it's a shower album. So yeah, it's so good. Again, this is probably real close to being the other one that I would say has been my favorite album to come out so far this year. So black metal is really just blowing me away this year, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I just really started getting into black metal within the last 2 years. So this, not surprised that I absolutely love this album. All right, so I've got 2 more. This one I wasn't going to show, but it's definitely one of my favorite albums to come out. I was going to wait for a Black Metal Monday to show this, but I guess I'll still talk about it there. This is a new Americognam. I talked about this, I think, 2 or 3 days ago when I showed another record that I have by Americognam. This is Solar Pararoxim. I just am so bad with reading. It's so bad. I just got this yesterday, but I've listened to this album several times on Bandcamp. I've just been waiting to get this. It sold out super fast on Bandcamp when it was announced, and I missed out on that first press. There is a second pressing up there for pre-order right now, but I was seeing that it might not come until July, and I'm a little bit of those. I'm actually a very impatient person, I should say. So when Meteor Gem posted that they had a copy of this, I literally actually got an email. I was like, hey, we have this in stock now, and I bought it as soon as I got the email. Like, there was probably not even a minute or two in between me getting the email and then me buying it, because, like I said, I didn't want to wait for this vinyl to come. I just wanted it. This album is fantastic. So Americognam is a one-man atmospheric black metal band / project, whatever you call them, from the United States. Amazing stuff. Just, again, I get lost into this stuff. It's really good. Atmospheric black metal is slowly starting to become one of my new favorite genres of music. I've been buying a lot of it. Comes on this really glossy, nice gatefold, and it looks like Voidhanger Records are the ones that put this out, so I'm not too familiar with, and then maybe in collaboration with this place. So I'm not too familiar with who put this out, but yeah, if you have not listened to Americognam and you want to listen to some really nice atmospheric black metal, this is probably one of the bands to jump into for that as well. This is an incredible album. Yeah, and I've already spun this twice since I've gotten it yesterday, so, and it'll probably go back again today. Next up is probably not a surprise to anybody, and that is the Celestial Sanctuary, their first full length with Soul Diminished, Redefining Darkness, and then Church Road Records, I think, put out the EU version. Yeah, this album is fantastic, and I've listened to this album a lot. There's a little bit of a gate creeper kind of sound to it, but a little bit on the slower side, death metal. I've seen such good reviews about this. It has made me really happy because this album is really good, and I think this is going to be on all the lists this year. I just think the success that they're getting is phenomenal. They are from the UK, so yeah, and I just love that vinyl variant. It reminds me of ice cream, or like sherbet, I should say. But anyway, really good stuff. The few YouTubers that I've already watched have done a video like this have featured this on there, so again, I'm not surprised. Just really good album. It's catchy. I find myself singing it quite a bit after I've listened to it. It has a really good, tone and atmosphere to it, to where you can listen to it over and over again. It's not, yeah, it's really, really good. So good job, guys. Like, this is a fantastic first full length, and I'm excited to see where this band goes with their future, because this is a really good first release. So again, I think this is going to be up there on everybody's lists this year. And then finally, I dedicated a full video to this. This is one of those ones where I think on top of 3 so far, Suffering Hour, Hulder, and then this one, are probably going to be my favorite albums of the year until who knows what else comes out. But that is that long ass band name, but they shorten it to be nice to Examperatus. I still don't know how to say it. So this is a band from Belarus, death metal with atmospheric elements into it. Really great stuff. I'm not going to take it out of the jacket. It's just like a moss green vinyl. And yeah, I did a whole entire video review on this, so I feel like I don't really need to go into further detail about this album and how much I love it. But I still listen to it since I've made that video. I listened to it this morning on my drive to go get my first COVID vaccine, the first shot. So great stuff. That riff in the beginning and the end still gets stuck in my head, and I still absolutely love this album. So that's all I have. I might have forgotten something on here. I would not be surprised. It took a long time I'm just one of those weirdos, and I wrote it out and was like, yeah, this. And then I scrolled my Instagram to make sure I didn't forget anything, because I listen to so much music, it's ridiculous. So the next video will be pretty much a tape feature of my favorite EPs and demos coming out. That will probably go up either tomorrow or next week. I might save it for next week. Because I also know there's a couple of albums that I'm getting maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, that I've been listening to like crazy online, that are going to go into that EP demo aspect. So, but really quickly, I'm dumb, and I did think that this was a full length. It is not. So if anybody's like, where's Coffin Mulch? You talk about that all the time. It's in the EP video, so don't harass me, all right? It's there, don't worry. I know, I do talk about it all the time. The friends that watch these videos, I probably am like, oh, have you listened to Coffin Mulch yet? Yeah, you should go buy that. Hey, Caligari still has Coffin Mulch in stock. Oh, hey, I saw this distro. Did you pick it up yet? I really love Coffin Mulch, all right? Okay, guys, that's all that I got today. Thank you so much for all the support. I am so close to 300 subscribers, which is blowing my mind. And it looks like the YouTube algorithm is going to play, because a couple people will message me to be like, hey, I just randomly found your channel. So that's cool. Happy to see YouTube's doing something good. But again, thank you as always, and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, because again, I post several times a day over there of just in general my collection, but someday I'll start doing videos when I run out of ideas on just my vinyl collection. Thank you guys, and I will see you on Saturday.